Welcome back to Tutorial Tidbits and welcome to my channel. I'm Elizabeth St. Hilaire and this week I'm having tons of fun, too much fun, with my brand new For the Birds series of masks, 5x7 masks for Joggles. So these were made with card making in mind, and this week I've got a fun lesson for how to make them whimsical and fun just as they were intended, with a little bit of marker, a little bit of gel plate, and a little bit of creativity. So if you've got a few minutes, let's go check it out. Today I've been having a lot of fun playing with my new For the Birds series of 4 masks produced by Joggles.com. They are all made to fit on a 5x7 card blank. So they make great cards because they all fit on a 5x7 blank. But I wanted to make a card or a note or something I could send through the mail with them that would be a little different than just working on a card blank. But you can for sure work on a 5x7 card blank with these. But today I thought that I would get a little bit more creative and print them on some cardstock and then cut them out and embellish them with some Posca paint pens. So because I've got some really great colorful envelopes, bright colored envelopes in pink and teal and purple, and these are 5x7 envelopes. So my idea is to take the birds and print them on cardstock, cut them out, embellish them with the markers, and slide all 4 of them, or maybe just one at a time, with a note on the back into the colored envelopes. So the first thing that I'm doing is working on a 12x12 gel plate. And I've got some of Joggles custom cut 12x12. This is the brown Kraft smooth and sturdy cardstock. This cardstock also comes in white with fibers, black, dark black, and watercolor paper. So you can get this Joggles cardstock cut right for your 12x12 in a couple of different colors. I'm going with the brown because I think it's a nice kind of neutral for the bright colors that I hope to put into the birds with the Posca markers. So I've got a little leftover paint on my plate. I'm not going to really worry about that. I think that might add to the whole process. And because I'm going to be using a ghost print, I'm using a little bit of a heavy duty. This is an Amsterdam black acrylic in the tube. I've been messing around with the fluid acrylics and they're just not leaving enough of a ghost print behind to be picked up by the cardstock. So I want to put a thicker paint. If you have a golden heavy body in the tube, that'll work great. Probably any acrylic in the tube. I just want a little bit of a heavier body than the fluids so that I can get a good ghost print on the cardstock. So I'm rolling out the black, and then I am going to take all 4 of these masks of the birds and arrange them so that they all fit with room around them so that I can cut them out. So that's the nice thing about this 12x12. It's gonna have enough room to accommodate all of the birds if I did my spacing right there. And then I'm gonna take a piece of tissue, just regular old tissue, because it's very thin and absorbent, and I'm going to take out all the paint and the negative places and leave myself a ghost print. And that means I can get down in the little spaces of all these beautiful fine line details and make sure that I pull all that paint off. So you want to make sure that you get the eyes and all the little feather details and the little feet and all the spaces in between. And we're just going to take out all the paint so that we are going to have really nice ghost prints with these. But there's a lot of nice fine line details, so you want to make sure you use a thin paper. And I like the tissue because it's very absorbent, so it should be pulling a lot of that black paint off. And I want to make sure all my eyes are showing. So then I've still got some black paint left over. How fun is this print, though? There's definitely something I can do with that. So I'm just going to come in here a second time and try to grab some more of that paint out from the negative spaces. And then we should have a good ghost print with the heavy body black paint. So we're going to set that aside and lift up the masks to reveal the ghost print underneath. And then I'm going to transfer that black line detail to the brown Kraft paper. So I'm going to line that right up, and I'm going to get a great black outline print of each and every one of these adorable bird masks that are brand new for card making or for other projects with Joggles. So they were all kind of inspired by children's art. So that's why I thought that I would put them with some bright colors and bright envelopes. So the next step, we're leaving that cardstock on the plate for a few minutes so the paint can really dry on it. And the nice thing about this cardstock is it's not going to stick to the plate because it's thick and it's smooth. So if we leave it there overnight, it's not going to stick to the plate. So I'm leaving it for a little bit of extra time to make sure I get a good transfer of the ghost print, and it's not quite there yet. So the pens that I'm using are Posca paint pens, and they come in all kinds of different tips and all kinds of different colors, but they're opaque. So they're going to color bright colors right over this brown cardstock. And they come in some really fun bright colors. I've got those and I've got these. So I'm really looking at like the pinks and the teals and the orange and the yellow and sort of the bright kind of kid colors that will reinforce the art inspiration. So, and then depending on what envelope color you put it in, you could go so far as to kind of coordinate your colors in your birds with the envelopes. So I could do pink and teal and purple, but I'm definitely not going to limit myself to that. All the bright colors I thought would be fun on the brown Kraft. So we've got a pretty good ghost print here of all of those little birds. Really good, actually. A little bit of broken up line, but the black tube paint really helped that. It's much better than it was coming out with the fluid acrylics. And look, there's some left behind that just sticks to the back of the stencil or dries because it's very warm where I'm working. But this is definitely fun. The line quality is interesting, and it's picked up some of that blue. So then I'm just gonna go and cut them out, and I wanna follow sort of the silhouette or the edge of them. So I'm going to cut each one out so that I can kind of maneuver my scissors around, and I'm going to follow the shape, and I'm going to be about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch outside of the edge of that shape. So I'm leaving 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of the brown cardstock, but I'm cutting following the shape. So now I've got my 4 birds, and what I was thinking was I could either put more than one in each envelope. I thought I would put maybe all 4 of them, but you could also just do one. But I thought I would write a note on the back of each one and put them into the envelope together once they're all colored. It would be kind of fun. Maybe 1 or 2 or even all 4 of them in one brightly colored envelope. So now I'm just going to come in and embellish them with the Posca markers. Maybe coloring in some of the shapes that are created from the fine stencil lines. And the nice thing about the Posca pens, again, is that they're very opaque. So they're going to show up right over the brown Kraft, and the color is really good. We have really thick nibs, and we also have some really fine nibs. And even finer than that. I have one somewhere. So here you have 4 colorful, whimsical birds from my new masks with Joggles.com, colored in with these wonderful, vibrant, opaque Posca markers to create little die-cut cards for 5x7 envelopes. At first I thought that I would put all 4 of them in one envelope, but now that I see how beautiful they are individually up against the envelopes, I think that I'll take each one per envelope and write with a black fine point pen a nice little note on the back of a die cut little card. And I want to let you know that I love working with the Poscas on the brown Kraft paper, because you can see that they're very opaque and vibrant even on that brown paper. And they also will go over any black print line detail that you want to cover up. So the opacity of the markers is really great for going over some of the black line work and going over the brown Kraft paper, but yet popping up off the page and being so vibrant. So there you have it. Fun and whimsical. Happy Friday.